What's up, guys? I'm back again, and today I'm doing something different. I got a 1968 evinrude 9.5 outboard, and I'm gonna change the impeller. It's not spitting out water when it's running, and if I'm not mistaken, it's supposed to come out of this hole here, but I got the new part. I'm gonna tilt the motor, and I'm gonna get this lower unit off. So I tilted the motor, and you want to take out these 4 bolts. 1, 2, you come to the other side. 3 and 4, they're 7/16. I'm gonna get them out. So I got the 4 bolts out. They are all the same size, and this should come down. It may not come out. I think there's 1 bolt in the inside that connects the shifting rod for the clutch. So let me try and get that broken apart. So I was right. We got 1 bolt in there. You can use a socket, but I'm gonna try and just use a flathead screwdriver, remove that, and then this whole lower unit should come out. It should be free. Okay, if you take your shifter and put it's all the way in forwards, and if you turn it all the way up to reverse, it'll drop down, and it should give you enough room to get to that bolt. Notice there's 2 of them in there. You only need to remove that bottom one. So let me finish working on that. I thought I should show y'all that first. Okay, I'm back again. I haven't gotten it out yet. I tried to fill up, a flathead. It's in there too tight, so I'm gonna go with a socket and a ratchet, and it is a 3/8. Okay, let's try this again for the 3rd time, getting this out. So I got the bolt out, and it should just slide down. Sometimes they be stuck in there, and you may have to take a rubber mallet and hit right on the side. Let's see if it come down for me. Oh shit. It's just simple as that. Now, sit that there, and the impeller is inside this plastic housing, and it looks like there's 4 flathead screws around the outside of that housing that I need to take out. I got the 4 flatheads out. They are all the same size. The housing is up, and this came up, and that black piece there is the impeller. They all are rounded out. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I know I'm gonna replace it. So I'm gonna remove the housing and take the impeller out. And this is the new part I purchased from our local dealer. I'm gonna clean this housing up though. I'll get you back. Okay. So when removing that housing, right on this edge here, there's an O-ring. And take that out with care. I have a whole O-ring kit, so I'm not worried about it. But this should come up, and now it is keyed. Come on, don't fall on me. Sit your ass still. So it can only go in one way. And I done spun the motor. Oh, there it is. It slides right down on that slot. I'm gonna clean all this shit up. With this. And it matches up. Obviously that one is rounded out. So I'm gonna clean all this up, put it back in, and see if that was what the problem was. So I cleaned everything up as best as I can. Put a little bit of anti-seize just on that tip because they definitely do get stuck up in the cylinder head. I cleaned this housing up the best I could. That's all I'm getting. And I'm gonna coat the inside of this with some petroleum jelly or something, just so it's not in there dry. So I grabbed these two and just made sure they are the same size. It's a little rounded, but it's gonna get rounded a little bit. But I don't know if these is too rounded, but I definitely put a little bit of petroleum jelly in there. You probably can't tell too much on this, but I'm gonna put a little bit on here, and then I'm gonna install it back on here just so it's not running dry. So I got the impeller back on, everything greased and lubricated. I'm gonna put this housing back on, slip that on, because I'm gonna put that O-ring on last that sits there, and I'm gonna lubricate that. Just if y'all wondering, this housing only goes on one way because of that little curve shape. So this one only goes on one way on this particular model. So I got the housing back on, and when you put the impeller down on the base of the plate, the housing is going to look like excuse me, it's going to look like it's too small to even get the impeller in there. But the way these things are made, one side, it's like a spiral. So all you do is put your plate down, hold the plate down, and spin the shaft one way or the other as you're putting pressure on this, and you will notice it'll start getting sucked in. And just keep it on there flat, and just make sure everything goes on there flat and even. So now we got that in. The only thing left is to put our O-ring back in. Down there, I'm gonna lubricate it, stick it back up in the outboard. So the O-ring is back on. Next, the only thing left is to put the housing back up in here. But you gotta make sure you put it in correct, because the axle or the dry shaft goes inside that big hole, and this little hole here is the water pipe. That big piece there, where it looks copper, bronze, burnt, it goes inside of this big hole here, and that's what feeds the water. So I'm not going to be able to record this because I need two hands, and it's probably going to take me a minute, because you got to line everything up and make sure that shaft is in, because even though it goes up and locks in on this half here, when you start it, your prop may not spin, and you got to take that shit back out. So let me get that back up inside this bitch. Okay, so I'm done. I got this bitch back in there. I've been fighting with this shit for about a half hour. You got three things you gotta fight with. You gotta get the dry shaft in, that air tube, the pickup tube to spit the water out for there, and then you probably ain't gonna be able to see, but inside there, that little screw we took out for the clutch. If you notice, if you take the clutch and pull it up or down, it drops the lower unit. And then all I gotta do is tighten up these 4 bolts, and I'm done. So I got the motor running. As you can see, it is shooting out water. My hand is dry. It's wet now. So I fixed the problem. It is a 2-stroke motor, but I got it running. If it was helpful, please consider hitting that subscribe button, leave a like, and leave a comment, and I'll see y'all in the next video.